Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. So I wanted to ask you, are actions more important than thoughts and desires? All right, and um, you can really take that different directions, but really what I'm talking about is, um, is it okay to act nice, but really your thoughts and your desires is you wish this person jumped off a bridge? That's kind of what I'm referring to. You know, does your actions match up with what is true and authentic in here and in here? Um, you know, really, most of my life, well, not really, actually. This is something that thank God that I did kind of pick up on at an early age, but it was like after high school. But like Jesus says, if you have committed adultery in your heart, meaning you haven't done the act, but you desire to do the act, that is the same as doing the act. Okay? And that really applies, and not just adultery, but really for everything. Okay? So, and I've mentioned before that, you know, people are more concerned with the way things look on the outside, appearances that or perceptions that other people have, instead of really looking and working on the inside. Okay? And that's really what's most important, because where your mind and heart is, your body will follow, and there your treasure will be. So, and not only that, but it's hard because I've gone through stages of life. I've done this too, but it's hard trying to act a way that's not true to what's in here and what's in here. I mean, that's hard. It's a lot easier just being real and authentic because it's natural, it's true. And so I want to bring this to people's attention because, I used to think that, well, it doesn't matter that I wish this guy crashed off a bridge in a secluded area somewhere. I acted nice, okay? But that's not true. It's not what Jesus tells us. And to be honest, when you think about it, this body is a temple holding us. What we are is what you don't see. Is our feelings, desires, and thoughts. Okay, that's what is eternal. What we take with us. Flesh of my flesh, bones of my bones. You will go back to the dust. The body, the physical body, is not who you are. So, now again, with that said, on a side note, it is a temple, so you want to take care of your temple. It is given by God. But a temple isn't what's important. What's important is what's the temple is housing, what's inside the temple. And so really what's more important is your desires and your thoughts more than your actions. So, I'm sure you've seen this. I've seen this. And maybe I probably even done this. But, someone would actually act authentic, but someone else is offended or, and says, oh, that's not nice. Well, the truth of the matter is it's better to be authentic than fake. Okay? And that's another part of this is really this world is so concerned, like I said, with the outside appearance more than what's actually inside. They don't, this world doesn't tell you to really focus on what's inside. It tells you that, you can't behave that way. You can't act that way. You offended me. That's not nice. And it goes against it, if it's not authentic and true, it goes against what's in here and what's in here. And that's being fake. Okay? If you're interacting with someone and you're smiling and you're playing along. Now, I mean, you don't want to make people feel bad, but at the same time, if this is like a usual for you, like you're doing that, but ideally, you wish this person had got food poisoning or something. That's not authentic. And the thing is this, you will never overcome things, you'll never work out things if you don't face the truth. That goes in many different areas, not just interacting with other people, but also like inside, working on your desires and thoughts. And another thing too is, if the way you're acting on the outside does not match what's in here and in here, maybe you need to take a look at what's in here and in here. Okay? And thank God that actually this is a truth that I learned at a younger age. And it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of practice, especially when the world is telling you what's more important is the opposite. There's a lot of things that, well, everybody knows that, or it's common sense type things in this world that are actually backwards. Okay? There are rulers of darkness in this world, as I've mentioned. And so you really have to know God to know what's truth. Because we're all children here and we're all evil. Okay? We're not good. There may be, I don't want to get hard on you, but the truth of the matter is, we're all not worthy. We've all fallen short of God. We've all acted in ways that goes against God, that goes against love. It's not from a place of love. So we're all done that. Okay. And if you're trying to measure your standard amongst others who are evil, that bar is not even on the side of good, if that makes sense. So, and maybe I'm not conveying it the right way, but what I'm trying to say is you need to know God, you need to involve God to be able to be more like God, more like love. He is love, He is truth, He is peace. And the whole walk in the path, the whole point of this life is to try to live in the moment and be love, peace, and truth every moment, which is impossible. We'll mess up, but that's the goal. But to know what that is, you need to know God. You need to involve God. To be able to even have a chance at it, because we can't do it on our own, you need to know God, you need to involve God. Okay? But kind of getting back to, actions versus thoughts and feelings, like desires, you really, it's like trying to change a habit. Okay? If you don't want to change, if you don't desire it in here, and if you don't think it's the best thing, it's not going to be sustainable. If you're trying to act nice and good on the outside, but your thoughts and what's in your heart contradict that, it's not sustainable. Okay? And so I want to bring this to your awareness, because really you need to focus on your thoughts and your desires, and your body will follow. Now also, part of this too is, like the Bible talks about, basically your eye is the gateway to the body. And if it's filled with light, then your body will be filled with light. If it's filled with darkness, then your body will be filled with darkness. And I want to bring this to your awareness, because if you're trying to work on your insides, you may need to really disconnect yourself from the world. Because, like on TV, I mean, how many NCISs does there need to be? How many Law and Orders? How many? They're all in the name of drama. I mean, they're constantly having a message of hate, of you got to fight, of conflict. Even like comedies, like kind of going back to what I mentioned before, like a comedy, like maybe there's coworkers there talking, and then it kind of goes into like what one person is actually thinking or wishing, and they're smiling, and then yeah, I wish this guy would crash off a bridge, is the actual thought of the character, and then everyone laughs. Well, that's, and I'm guilty. I'm guilty of it because I'm in the flesh. I know, but really, when you're constantly bombarded with these messages, it influences you. And I've kind of mentioned before that sometimes God will isolate you to work with you to get you to be more the person He created you to be. Okay, but it's not just actions, and really it starts here and here. It starts here and here. This has to be in line with your actions for life to be easy. Like I said, it's hard. There's conflicts. If these aren't matching up with your actions, there's conflicts. It's hard. It's not sustainable. So you have to work here and here. This is what's most important. Because if you got this in line, or more in line with our Lord Jesus Christ, He is the way, the truth, and the life. If you got these lined right, your body will follow. And again, I've kind of, like I mentioned, if you need to work on that stuff, sometimes you will need to close your eyes off to darkness and have your eyes filled with light. Okay, what you surround yourself with, to help support that. And sometimes God will isolate you and will change your life. And at the time we think it's a tragedy, our world crumbles, but really He will do that to try to help you, to try to facilitate that. Okay. But I want to bring this to your awareness, because if you are going through life being fake, it's not sustainable. That's not life. It's empty. It's empty. There's no substance there. And that's not what we're supposed to be doing, okay? And to be honest, I think it's better to be authentic. Well, from my understanding, okay, and you do you have to have your own relationship with God, and you be authentic and true there. But really, I think it's better to be authentic and true than to be fake. Okay? And again, if you find yourself having to be fake, then you really have to look at what your thoughts and your desires are, and you may have to work on those. Okay? It's kind of what I want to say here. So go ahead and please, share your thoughts on this, and maybe you find yourself struggling with this. If you have any questions or anything like that, and everything I'm saying, I'm not saying to I don't want you to feel bad, okay? Because the enemy already uses our shortcomings and tries to pile on to make us feel unworthy and bring us down into the darkness. Don't do that. I just want to bring it to your awareness, because if you are, like I said, if you are you're going through life fake, that's hard. That's hard. And that's not what our Lord intends for us, okay? But anyway, share down below thoughts, comments, questions, all that. If you like the video, please thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Ring-a-ding-a-ling that bell for notifications for whenever I upload a video. And like always, stay strong and God bless.